Do you have 99 problems, but 199 reasons why you can't solve them? Welcome to episode 6 of Dee-Tells. I'm Dee, and I'm here to tell you my thoughts on some relatable life topics. Today, Soulitude presents details about the importance of being solution-based and why focusing on problems is the problem. Albert Einstein said, "Stay away from negative people. They have a problem for every solution." So I want to talk to you about something I started implementing in my life on a personal level over these past couple of years, and it has made a world of difference for me. I told myself, I'm going to stop complaining and just criticizing, because unless you are going to address solutions to your problems, it's just a complaint. So I told myself from this point forward, I am only going to be solution-based when I'm talking about problems. And that has made such a world of difference for me, not only in my problem solving, but just in my overall peace of mind, creating solutions to these problems so they're not dwelling over me, they're not impacting my life in a negative way, because I'm creating results that eliminate them from my life. And so that's what I want to talk to you about today, how you can start eliminating your problems so that you can have peace. Because the thing about problems is, if you find the solution, then the problem no longer exists. So as most of you know, everything starts with our state of mind. So when we are focusing on problems, we are programming our mind to a negative frequency. That negative frequency puts us in a place of hopelessness, frustration, and despair. When we're focusing on problems, we feel hopeless. And so we definitely can't also be finding problems in our solutions, We have to get our mind out of being so focused on everything that is going wrong and everything that could go wrong. I feel like that's what happens a lot of the times. We have problems and we're focusing on all of those problems. And then when we're trying to come up with solutions, because our mind is focused on problems, we are still programmed to find problems in our solutions. Well, no, I can't do that because this could go wrong. No, I can't do that because what? So you have to stop focusing on problems so that you can find the way out. You have to believe that there is a way. If you believe that there is a way to fix your problems, that is the first step in feeling hopeful and having faith that is going to change your frequency automatically to help you be able to actually achieve the results that you desire. Like we talked about a few episodes back, where we gain a lot of our self-worth from the things that we're able to accomplish. So when we're not accomplishing solutions to our problems, we're not finding solutions to our problems, now we have this defeatist attitude. It impacts our ability to be creative. I think one of the reasons why I love problem solving so much is because I'm naturally a creative person. So I actually feel inspired by creating solutions, because there's so many possibilities. When we're thinking of all the ways that things can go wrong, that's actually being creative. You are expanding your mind in all these creative ways. So take that energy and think about all the ways that things can go right. Think about all the solutions. Think of all the possibilities. We want to be creative in that way. We want to be inspired by the possibilities. So we have to hold on to that, and we can't allow our problems to bog us down so much that we lose that creative nature that's actually going to get us out of that. So that's what I want to talk to you about next. Like I said, I've been implementing this solution-based strategy that has really helped me overall just not feel so, I'm just going to keep using the word hopeless. I feel like that's really how it feels when we just don't know a way out. It feels hopeless. And it really is hard to stay on track and stay motivated. So I want to help you and give you a few tips on how to be solution-based, so that you can more easily work through problems and just enjoy your life overall a little bit more as a result.
So now let's dive into the exciting part, because none of us really want to have problems. We all would love for our problems to be alleviated. So one of the first things that we want to do, whether you have one big problem or a bunch of small problems, is we want to just jot them all down so that we can kind of start to organize things and structure these problems in a way where they are smaller and more manageable, so that we can start to deal with each one individually. I think sometimes when there's so much happening at once, it can feel very overwhelming. And that's where I think that like hopeless feeling comes from, is you just feel very overwhelmed and you don't know how to address it all. So we really have to clearly define what the problem is so that we can address each one, and we want to make it manageable. So let's break it into pieces so that we can address each one individually.
Because we've taken all of the just problems constantly circling, and this is going wrong, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and this, and we can get it out of our head and put it down and look at it. And what we want to do next is research. We want to be more informed. One of the good things about being a human with problems is that you're not alone. Whatever we're dealing with, we're not the only one that has dealt with this. So let's research and be inspired by ways that other people have gotten through this, and let's learn a little bit more about our problems so that when we move to this next step, we can be well informed and really address what needs to happen. So this next step is brainstorming solutions. This is where the creativity comes back into play. Put it all down. Put down every possible solution. I want you to be free when it comes to this and let your creativity run. Okay, this is a moment for you to have no judgment. I don't want to, like during this list, no, this can't work because of this. No, that's not possible. Like, this is the moment to just put it all out there. No filters, no editing, no judgment. Put down all the possible solutions that work for each individual problem that you've now made manageable. Okay? Because we want to just get out everything so then we can actually start to narrow it down from there. So now that we've considered all possibilities for solutions, now we're going to evaluate our options. Now we're going to look at what's feasible. What are pros and cons for each? What are short-term and long-term effects? We want to look at all these things because this is what is going to help us make that decision. So consider all possibilities, and then within all of those possibilities, okay, what would work from this? What wouldn't work? Why would this be good? Why wouldn't this be good? How is this going to help me in the long run? Is this just a short-term fix? Let's address all of those things. Because once we address all of those things, then we pick a solution. And how do you pick a solution? Well, we have to prioritize our list now. So we want to look at, based on this list, based on the pros and cons and all of the things that we've noted, what is the most feasible? What resources does it require? And we want to start ranking our solutions off what is the most promising. That's the key word. What is the most promising? Okay, because remember, the goal is to dissolve the problem. So out of all of the solutions, what is the one that is most likely to happen and fix the problem? And once we've picked that solution, the next step is to develop a plan. We need to make an action plan with detailed steps, a detailed timeline, and like what resources we're going to need in order to make this happen. Okay, we really need to make this an actionable plan. So you need to have every step of the way what you need to do, what you need to have, and when it needs to be done in order to accomplish your goals. A lot of our problems have deadlines. So we want to make sure that our action plan fits within the deadline and is something that also our plan has to be promising. You pick the promising solution and then you have to create the promising plan. So it needs to be something that you know you can make happen. When we were brainstorming, that's when we wanted to consider all possibilities, no filter, no restrictions, no judgment. In this situation, we need to have a little bit of judgment. We need to know what our capabilities are and what is actually possible to achieve, because that is our goal. So now that we have the plan, that's where a lot of us stop. We come up with the plan and then we feel like, okay, we've accomplished it. We wrote a plan. But no, you actually have to take action on that plan systematically. You have to actually do all of the things that you said in that plan. And that's why it's so important to detail it out with timelines, because now this is something that is manageable. Again, when it's just this big problem, if we don't break it down into pieces and segments that are actually manageable, we're not going to achieve it. So now we have this plan. So now all we have to do is do it, right? So take action on your plan. But the next step that you have to do is you have to monitor the progress. Is this working? We're not all fortune tellers. We don't actually know if what we think is going to happen is going to be the result. Sometimes we may have hunches, we may have intuitions about things, but at the end of the day, we have all thought something was going to happen a certain way and it just didn't work out that way. Whether it was something good that we wanted to happen or whether it was something bad that we thought might happen. Sometimes we're right, but most of the times things don't go exactly how we plan or how we expect, even when we do plan. So we have to be ready to adjust. Okay, monitor your progress, and if it doesn't look like it's working, you have to adjust the plan. You cannot keep doing the same thing if it's not creating the desired outcome or results, because again, I know I've said this 1,000 times, but the goal and the objective is to get rid of the problem. So that is the only thing that matters. It's not about our plan being right. It is about finding a solution and continuously adjusting until you have found that solution that has eliminated your problem. And continue to just learn and reflect on this whole process. You're going to gain experiences that you can apply to your next problem solving activity that you're going to have to do, because this is a continuous thing, that there's always going to be things in life, like we talked about back in episode 1, like there's always going to be challenges. Nothing is ever going to go 100% the way that we want it to. So we have to be inspired and enjoy this problem solving process and be solution based. That's why I just took it as something that I'm going to embody. I'm just going to be solution based going forward, because it is something that's kind of motivating. It kind of makes you inspired, and you just can continue to have hope that there's a way out and that there's a fix. We really do need to embody that and know that there is an answer and that we just have to find it. So it's a way of being like a detective or a scientist or something. I must find this solution. And just remember that we don't have to do it alone. It can negatively impact your relationships. It can also really help your relationships if you, seek feedback from others and you are able to collaborate and gain constructive criticism and, just get feedback, because other people have problems too, and we can all learn and help and grow together. And then I want to say one of the last things that's really important throughout this process is to just keep a positive mind state and to stay persistent. Everything is not going to always go as planned, even with the solution. So we want to just keep going. You got to just keep going, keep a positive mind state, and trust that if you do that and you continue to find solutions, everything will work out. Thank you again for joining today's episode of Dee-Tells, about why being focused on problems is the problem and how taking a solution-based approach can just help your overall well-being and happiness and make life a little bit more enjoyable. And it's important for us to recognize our problems, because recognizing the problems is where we grow. But if we're stuck focused on the problems, that's actually what creates stagnations and prevents our personal development. So we want to be able to know how to handle problems. We have to either find ways to solve things that are problems, or if there really truly is no solution to the problem, then we have to release it. I look forward to our next video together, and as always, please subscribe for updates. Subscribe.